One, two. No sound. Oh, what? Right, I forgot to press the mic button on the mixer. Right, we are live. If you want to comment, please put it in the comments, and there is a slight delay. What I was saying was I got two screens in front of me. One of them is showing my OBS, what I'm actually doing now, and the other one is showing what's happening live on YouTube, and the YouTube is delayed by about 30 seconds, so it's a little bit weird, so I've just covered up that video. Anyway, moving on. The first question I had was last week I quickly showed this, the Behringer X Touch, and I'd replaced the knobs on here with some Airbus type knobs, if you can see that little thing there. And the question was, where did I get them from? So let me show you. He says, if I go down to this one, yes. So I printed them out, and I got these from thingiverse.com. In fact, I searched for them on Yegi, a website called Yegi. I'll put some links to this in the show notes below afterwards, I promise. Now, there are two lots that you'll find on there. There's this lot of the ones I actually use, and these ones here, which actually look better. But when I printed these out, they didn't fit on the knobs. So I used these ones. And I printed them out. So I had to get a 3D printer. I'm on my second 3D printer. The first one I got cost me about £130. It was okay, but it was a pain in the neck, and levelling up the bed, it gets very techie. Trying to level up the bed is a pain in the neck. And I found this one on Amazon. Boy, the price has gone up. I didn't pay that for it. I paid £250 plus VAT, which came to about £260 plus VAT. I think I paid about £320 in total. It's gone up, but it is still worth it. In fact, I think I've got... where did I put it? Bring the mouse down to this window. I've got it's actually running in the background at the moment, and let's see if I can bring the OBSBot camera into here. 1 second. Source scene. I didn't do this very good, did I? Scene. There we go. So OBSBot there. Oh, there we go. So close here now on it. There we go. So you can hear. Well, you can't hear, can you? It's running in the background. I think this is a brilliant printer, and it's got a self-leveling bed. You just press a button and it does its thing. It warms up, and then the head goes around and it levels itself up. So for 399 quid, that is still good value for money. So if you want those, that's the way to do it. 3D print them. And if you can't print them, or you don't want to do a printer, drop me a private message, and I will do a couple of prints for you at cost. I think it cost about £3 to £5 to print them out. I can't do thousands of them because it takes... You've got to have patience with 3D printers. This one takes about... to print those knobs, it'll take about an hour and a half. I'm currently printing out these little devices. What is it? It's a dust cover for my throttle quadrant, my honeycomb. So I don't have to keep taking the knobs off and putting the honeycomb filters on. I can just slot these 3D printed So I'm printing out a set of those at the moment, and that's what's going on the printer. Those are $1. They take about 15 minutes to print each one of those. So, oh, did you notice the other thing on the bottom there? This is 3D printed, the section at the bottom, and it is Boeing engine start and brakes and things, and all that's fed to an Arduino board. Still playing with that. Haven't got a Boeing on my Microsoft because I haven't bought the PMDG. I bought the Phoenix instead. So let's close that. What else? Yeah, X Touch Mini, and had some questions about Stream Deck. Some more questions about Stream Deck. What plugins am I using? This is a really useful plugin. I was talking about my new computer last week, and when I first got it, the temperature run up very quickly. How do I monitor the temperature? I monitor the temperature in Stream Deck with this hardware info. You just download the hardware info application, and if I've got it running, I must have it running because it's there. There we go. Hardware info. That's the application that runs. You can download this for nothing. Just search for it on Google. Let's do it live. HW Info 64. There it is. Softronic. Just download this application, and if you've got a Stream Deck, then on your Stream Deck you can put these tiles in, and putting these tiles in for hardware info is a piece of cake. Let me show you very quickly. I need the hardware info. HW info plugin, there it is. Drag the plugin across. Choose a sensor, so let's go to the CPU, CPU enhanced, and there's the voltages. No, I'm trying to find the frequency that it's running at, so there we go, bus clock and core clock. There we go, there's the core clock, and you can see it running. Piece of cake to use, but this is really useful if, like me, you're worried about your hardware overheating. Do that. At the moment, my CPU is running at 48 degrees and the G at 50 degrees. That's fine. The GPU is running at 60 degrees. That's because Microsoft Flight Simulator is stuck in the background. When I bring that up, that will go up, and usually when I'm in VR, it goes up to about 70-75 degrees. Flight sim in a second. Stream Decks. The problem with Stream Decks, well, there is no problem with Stream Decks. It's a brilliant product, definitely. Loads of people use them, but they are expensive, and I was asked if there was a cheaper alternative. There is a cheaper alternative, and one I used to use a lot, and it's called Touch Portal. And Touch Portal runs on your tablets, and here is a fantastic Touch Portal plug-in for the TBM, and if we bring that up, you can see that looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's animated, you've got feedback and numbers and things, and I found a couple of other Touch Portal ones. There's a real basic one, and there's the plugin required to make it work, and I'm going to actually download this one and use this one myself. It's just a picture of the A320 cockpit, and when you touch the right area of the screen, you get the view. Great way of switching views. So I will do a quick video on Touch Portal. It's iPad or Android tablets. It's about £14-15, and compared to the £200 for the Stream Deck or the smaller one, what's that, it's £150 for the smaller Stream Deck. If you are on a budget, then Touch Portal is a great product. The reason I stopped using Touch Portal is, as you know, I spend a lot of my time these days with this on my head, and with Touch Portal, I've got physical buttons, and even with this on my head, I can feel which button I'm pressing. When you've got a touch screen, how do you know whereabouts on the screen you're pressing? You don't. There's no tactile feedback. So, the news item. This thing here. The the Oculus Quest 2. They've just upped the price, or they will be upping the price in August. Now, whether that means tomorrow or next week or when stock runs out, I don't know. These are currently £299. They are going up £100. If you're sitting on the fence and haven't done VR yet, I suggest you get one of these as quickly as possible if you can get it at £299. It is brilliant value for money. Apparently, the reason they are upping the price of this by £100 is they make a loss on every one of these they sell, and they've calculated that at their current rate they will lose £500 million because of the number of these headsets they've sold. So they're increasing the price. That isn't going to cover their loss. They're still selling these headsets at a loss. And if you are worried about Facebook and having to use a Facebook ID, don't worry, because that's no longer required, or won't be required very shortly in the next week or so. You can use these without Facebook. Personally, I don't care. I don't put anything on Facebook that I wouldn't want my mum to see. Love her. Moving along, what else was I going to talk about very quickly? Oh yes, the marketplace. I just do not get the point of this. C-130, the Hercules, isn't that, I mean, I love this aeroplane. £12. Wow, £12.50. I think I'll buy it. No, I'm not. Look at the reviews on this. Why are the reviews so bad? Because you've got to scroll down. If you don't read all of this stuff. Cockpit and cabin. No virtual cockpit. Exterior model only. Stock MSFS 2020 functionality including HUD instruments. Complete with cargo and animated doors. Yeah, so they've done the inside, but they haven't done the cockpit. What's the point? I just don't get it. I mean, I'm at a loss. So don't buy that one. And that's about it. So we had a question about the Stream Deck, which I think I've answered. Oh, another one I found for the Stream Deck. I love this idea. Very quickly. I used to use Voice Meter Potato as a virtual mixer, and I've still got that on my old PC, which I use for streaming. But I'm not using Voice Meter Potato anymore because I have a real mixer down the left hand side here. It's a DJ mixer. It's got 5 channels on it, and I put multiple sound devices into different channels and I physically mix them. I'm not doing this with virtual. I've got some little USB sound cards which I use for different things like chat on TeamSpeak. TeamSpeak goes through a different audio card. Anyway, mixing the sounds on there is fine, but I've got Flight Sim running at the moment and you can't hear it, can you? And that's because I found a couple of things on Stream Deck which I find really useful, and I've put them in this sound folder. I need to move my Stream Deck over to a real thing so I can actually do it. So click on the sound folder. Now Bar Raider has this plugin, and if I click on that I can see the various applications, and these come up dynamically. So I've got Flight Sim running at the moment, and I've got Microsoft Edge. So if I was to pull up a video on Microsoft Edge, and oh, there's the printer, and play Stream Deck. So we got some sound coming out. The sound at the moment is running at 70%, and if I was to click the minus button, I can take the volume down. So let's start this video up again, and you can see what's happening. So it's so quiet now you can't hear it because I turned it down to 0. I can turn it up and down, and this mixing desk dynamically creates itself. So that's a good one to use. The other one I quite like is a different add-on, and this add-on doesn't come from Bar Radar. It's Audio Tools, or set audio device. No, it wasn't that one. It's, there we go, audio. Set the application. So I drag this over to here, and then in the drop down list it will show you all the applications that are running. If I've got another audio application, let's try, have I got something that plays video? Have I got another browser? Have I got Firefox on here? No. Have I got Chrome? No, I haven't got around to putting the browsers on there. But anyway, if I was to have another audio device in there, so you select the application. This one here is set for Microsoft Edge. This one here is set for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And you press the button you want to control. So that's got a blue square around it at the moment. And if I press the volume up, which is this one here, Flight Simulator is getting louder. If I just press the mute button, Microsoft Flight Simulator is muted. And if I go to this one, which is Edge, and I turn the volume up on that now, turn the volume down, and you can see the volume down. So this is a real useful one for turning your volume down, isn't it? On Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know, the wife comes in the room and you need to find the volume control button somewhere. It's a quick way of doing it on your Stream Deck. So that's it. How long have we been going? 20 minutes. A short one. Thank you very much. I will be back, in the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know if you watched the video I did last week. After this one, I had an attempt at flying in formation using Sky Dolly. There's been an update to Sky Dolly, and I've got to get my head around that. So I'm going to do a video on Sky Dolly. Now you can change your location. You can put geographic locations in, and makes life a lot easier when you're trying to. Oh, that's cool, isn't it? Yeah, got to play with that. So I'll do a video on that. Touch Portal, I'm going to do a quick one on that if anyone's interested. Any more questions about Stream Deck, let me know. And of course, the Behringer. That's got to get some more videos done on it as well. Let's go back to here. Behringer. Got to do some videos on that one as well. As usual, thank you very, very much for taking time to watch this. I do it on a Sunday evening because I have to wait for my wife to go to bed and then I'm allowed to play. I'm going to put the Flight Simulator on now and buzz around. I'm not going to do that on a live stream. Last week I spent an hour and a half doing it and made a complete idiot of myself. Join me next week if you've got any questions. As usual, add them to the channel. 930 plus people have subscribed to this channel. I think you're crazy, but thank you so much. And please, if there's anything you want me to do, let me know. I'll do it. So, as usual, enjoy your flying, take care, and I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks.